So we got no key. No one. You guys forgot the key. Nice. We were able to get in. All right. Jeff, I brought you some croissant.
All right. Thank you.
So how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
You know, I was driving here and then I was thinking when I first started to box back in Italy like 15 years ago, and you know, I had this dream to come to America and become a world champion. And you know, being around so many, you know, champions and athletes like, you know, as well you guys, made me realize that the sport not only teach me a lot of things inside the ring, but also outside the ring.
Yeah.
That, you know, also I use towards my personal life and also my professional. The thing is that the thing I wanted to ask you is when was your first approach to boxing, and who made you do the approach? It was because you were coming from a family of fighter that you were forced to get into boxing, or you generally get into boxing?
Well, no, I kind of got into boxing because of my brother Roger. Me and Roger was really, really close in age, and I was kind of like his shadow. I followed him everywhere he went. So one day he said, "If you're going to keep coming to the gym," he said, "you might as well learn how to fight while you're here," because I never really cared about boxing. But that's what I did, because I wanted to be around my brother.
Because your father was also boxing.
No. My older brother, Floyd, was the first one to start.
Yes, but your dad was not a boxer back in the days?
No. Floyd Sr. is the first one.
Which is your brother?
Yes. And he started because he got in a fight at school with a teacher. And that's how he started. And then after that, Roger started after him.
Even when we train, his phone always rings. Get it?
Yeah, let me just turn it off for a minute. While we're doing this.
So basically, Roger started the whole family.
No. Floyd Sr. started first.
Yes, but you follow Roger.
I follow Roger, yes. I follow Roger. And like I said, I didn't really even care about boxing, but, because I mean, I started young though. I started when I was like about 10. And after that, because I wasn't really like one of those who got into boxing and stayed in boxing. I went and got into boxing, stopped, got into boxing again, stopped. And then when I went to college, stopped. And then what ended up happening was when I was in college, I started training guys. And when I was training guys, I was like, then I see a guy from my hometown that won the nationals. And I said, well, maybe I'll give boxing another try. And so then even 1 year in my senior year in college, I actually came back to boxing.
Graduated and become better at it.
Yeah, kind of.
You know, I was down in Florida when I used to be a professional fighter, and when I started, I had really not a lot of skills, but I was very determined, and I was just fighting out of determination.
Mm-hmm.
So I was talking to Evander Holyfield the other day, which was my first guest, and then he was telling me that, you know, boxing is like, it's like getting better every day, right? And then it's kind of, you know, what he thinks also about life. So, you know, you stick your job out and then you keep getting better and better, and it's about don't quit. That's what life's about. So what's life's about for you then?
Well, I mean, the one thing about boxing is like, when I first started, I never cared about boxing, but I knew that because my brothers, you know, both had a reputation, had a name, I had to work extremely hard just to, you know, to be on their level. And of course, I mean, the one thing is this, though, once I got involved in boxing, and I still was fortunate enough to win a title, and but when I won a title, I had a friend of mine the whole time, even when I was boxing, would always ask me to train him. And but I said, eventually at some point I said yes. And but at this time, this was right after, as soon as I retired, I had retired from boxing. And one of my very, very good friends, David Sample, he asked me to train him. And at that time, I was managing Floyd. And so I said, well, I'm really not doing anything, with boxing anymore, so let me give it a try. So,
And it went well.
No, I did real well. I mean, it basically, it made me like being a trainer more than I did being a boxer. And so, and now it's funny because, but let me get back to the story of me with Roger, because basically this is what happened, and this is how I end up really, really being involved in boxing. After I graduated from college, Roger said, "You want to come to Vegas?" I said, "Yeah," but I had no intentions of fighting. So basically, what he did is, I came here, he gave me a manager, gave me a car, and I had an apartment already made for me, when I came here. So when I landed, it was like, I think what it was just, I think that Roger kind of missed me because me and him was really, really close, like this. And so I think that once I got here, he got me back here, and we were together, I think he didn't want me to leave.
You wanted to live.
Yeah, he didn't want me to leave, and basically that's what ended up happening. I've been here now for over 30-some years.
Wow.
Just because he.
So, I know that recently Roger passed out. If you don't mind me asking a question, do you think, so what was your 12th round? Not in boxing, like in life. In the round you had to overcome most and get, go through the distance most. Do you think when Roger passed away, that was your 12th round in life?
Yeah, that was very, very, very tough on me because, like I said, me and Roger was like this. And I mean, we were like, everything, we did everything together. I mean, it was a little different once I got here because, of course, he had a family, now he had a family and things like that. So, but I mean, we still were so close. We even lived like
2 blocks away?
Yeah, walking distance.
That happens to me. I stopped boxing for health problems, but then it combined that the same day I started to have health problems, my dad passed away. My dad was young, he was 6 years old. And when my dad passed away, I really lost the drive.
Right.
And then I started having health issues, and then I decided to step out the ring. So I kind of understand the feeling that you have, but again, at the end of the day, we are fighters not only in the ring.
Yes. Yeah, we continue to fight. We continue to fight through life. I mean, all the time. And the one thing that I think that we take from boxing is the discipline and the will to win. And that's just in life in general. No matter what we do, we try our best to win.
That's true. Do you think having a name like Mayweather, had a lot of pressure on your shoulder, and you kind of were stressed out to not be good enough for the family when you started to box, or did the name and the success give you any kind of particular difficulties towards your career, not only as a boxer but also as a trainer?
Well, I think that it's kind of good and bad because having the name, people recognize you automatically. You get some kind of recognition because you're part of the family.
Yeah.
And then the other part is that you're always being judged. But I think that, to me, I mean, I didn't ever take any of that personally, You know what I
person,
mean?
yeah.
And the type of person that I am is that, okay, just accept me for what I am.
That's right.
You know, and basically, and I just did whatever I could do. I did the best I can with whatever it was I was doing. I don't care what it was. No matter what I do, I try my best to do what I could. And basically, in boxing, I was blessed enough to win a title. I was blessed enough to train 9 world champions, and I made 4 myself. So basically, once I trained David Sample, my friend, I took him to a world title fight as well. So that made me like being a trainer more
Than a boxer.
than being a fighter. But yes, and basically,
Which is still the same vision I have now, that I don't work I don't compete as a fighter anymore, but I train, and it's like you pass it to others, you give the passion and the drive to somebody else.
right. Yeah, and that's basically, with me, it's kind of like, as a trainer, you know, a lot of people don't really know all the fighters that I work with. I mean, because it was like, in boxing, sometimes you have like a good run, you know, especially as a trainer. You have a run, and I had like back to back world champions, you know, and that was a long time ago. But, you know, I'm still here because I've had some young guys that I feel can also be world champions one day.
We gotta open the door in a second. Stay there. All done. Got it, brother? Shit, ain't no key, bro. Okay, what we were saying?
No, I'm saying basically the young fighters of the generation that are coming up now has kept me in the boxing, because now I want to help some other young champions, other young fighters become world champions.
Because boxing is about giving back.
Yes, definitely.
I'll tell you one last thing. You know, I don't think I ever tell you that when I first came to America, I didn't know anybody. I was a kid looking for, you know, the best trainer, the best manager, and then that's the way they do it here. So I was looking for the best trainer and the best manager at the time before starting to go to the heavyweight factory in Florida with Holyfield, Bo, Klitschko, and all those heavyweights. Floyd was the first guy I met, and I remember, because I didn't know anybody, I was trying to get some help. Now I tell you this story, it's gonna make you laugh. Actually, I'm not in touch with him as much as I'm with you guys. When you see him, you gotta tell him that the guy that I basically made him stand up from the table while he was having pizza in South Beach. It was January 2016. Because I saw him right outside the street on a pizzeria on the 16th and Washington, and there was a huge crowd trying to get in and get a picture. I didn't care about getting a picture. I wanted to get someone to manage me at the time. So I used to drive my Italian scooter. I dropped the Vespa, and then I started to shadowbox in the street to attract his attention. And he stand up, he came out, he picked me up, and then we chat. But I told him, listen, I am anyone. I have no fight. I have no fights. I have, you know, like no record. I need some help. So that's how I got the first approach to Floyd Mayweather Jr. And that's funny because, you know, later on in life I was able to trunk pro myself, get to train with all those world champions, and then I cast pro in Detroit with Jackie Conner, and then I started to come here and train with you and the Floyd Senior. So for me, you know, don't worry, Jeff, you're a family, so I'm used to that. It's like my uncle. So for me, it's an honor to be here. I appreciate you for, you know, all the time that you're taking.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.